G'day everyone, welcome to another Fossils and Archaeology Speedbuild video, and in this video I'm going to be building a Dilophosaurus enclosure. This enclosure is going to be pretty different to other enclosures I've built in the past because this one is going to be a tropical themed enclosure. It's going to have a lot of palm trees and stuff, which I've never done before. Like, I've done tropical ones, but this is a palm tree enclosure. I think it suits the jungle vibes that Dilophosaurs live in. I did again draw a blueprint, which I'll put on screen, a little video of me drawing the blueprint of how I want this build to look. It isn't that crazy, I just thought I would include it again since I did it last time. So right now you can see I'm working on the viewing area, and I didn't do a very special viewing area for this enclosure. You can see I used some sifters for the walls because they have a little cool top texture, and I just put some spruce logs above it, and it just makes a really cool transition, and I think it's cool. And as you can see, this enclosure is right next to the most enclosure, and it's also attached to the most enclosure. I do some terraforming and make it attached, and I think it's really cool, and I'm still trying to figure out ways to bring the whole zoo together because the two enclosures that I already have don't really fit that well together. So I'm trying to find ways to help connect the zoo together and like help make things make sense, because currently it doesn't make much sense, but hopefully by the end of the world it's all connected and it all looks really cool and it makes sense. In the last video I got some Mosasaurus facts wrong. A lot of people were correcting me in the comments, and I just want to say thank you for doing that. I'm not a paleontologist, so sometimes I'm going to get some things wrong, and sometimes the internet lies to me. I'm not trying to be perfect, I'm trying to be human. But I did pin a comment correcting me, and hopefully you guys can forgive me. But I will try and get my Dilophosaurus facts right, and here are some Dilophosaurus facts right now. So, they lived in the early Jurassic in the formation that is now North America, and it was about 186 million years ago, according to Wikipedia. They were about the size of a brown bear, weighing at 400 kilograms, which apparently was big for a theropod in the early Jurassic period, but they became small compared to later theropods. And final fact, the function for the crests on their head was thought that it could be used for thermoregulation or just species recognition. Let me know if I got any facts wrong. I probably did, knowing me, but I tried to be better with my research this time. I'll talk a little bit about the build real quick. So I decided to do a sort of cascading little stream going down like a hill, and I thought it looked cool. I planned it out with some dirt and I made a little cliff for it. I don't know if the Dilophosaurs are really going to climb it much, but I think it looks cool. And the whole enclosure is dirt. None of it's got grass blocks, but there is like normal grass, like the foliage grass. But you'll see that later. And the design for this little stream I've done is very much inspired by Spike, who is someone I've mentioned quite a few times in these videos, who's helped me out with these videos, and he's doing his own Fossils and Archaeology Speedbuild video, so if you're tired of me, you can go watch him. But yes, in one of his videos, he did a very thin little stream going through the ground, and he just used spruce stairs and spruce slabs, and it just made it look really cool. So I had to try it out, and I think it turned out amazing in this enclosure. So you'll see me working on that now. One thing I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, and I'm doing again today, is I've been watching Jurassic Park movies with my friends, and we're now on to the third movie. We're going to watch the third movie tonight, and I'm really excited for it because I haven't watched the Jurassic Park franchise in so long. I've watched the first movie a few times. I've only seen the second one twice, and I've only seen the third one once. And I'm excited to watch the third movie tonight because last week we watched Jurassic Park 2 and I forgot how funny it is. Obviously it isn't as well created as the first movie. Like, it's obviously not as good, but I just feel like it's so much more funny. And I was just laughing the whole movie, like just the screams of all the people and like the T-Rex chasing people and eating people. I just love it. It's so fun to watch. And I honestly don't remember too much of what happened in Jurassic Park 3. I just know there's a Spino in it, and I think Alan Grant comes back, so I'm really excited for that tonight. And I'm hoping I can have this video edited and uploaded before I go watch it, so then I can upload it while I'm gone. But yes, next week we're going to start watching the Jurassic World franchise, and I love the first Jurassic World movie, and I feel like Jurassic World 2 and 3 isn't as good as the first one, but I have high hopes for Jurassic World 4. I'm really excited for that. Are you guys excited for Jurassic World 4? Also, what is your favorite Jurassic franchise movie? Because I need to know. I think Jurassic Park 2 is my favorite at the moment, just because of how funny it is. I'll talk a bit more about the enclosure for a second. I just want to say how happy I am with the groundwork I did with this enclosure, because there's this tarred dirt that comes with fossils and archaeology, and it just looks really cool if you do a gradient from coarse dirt to the tarred dirt, and I just love it. And I did a little pond at the end, which I also think is cool. And also towards the end of the video I do a lot of palm trees and the foliage, and I sort of find it hard to have my replay camera following myself when I'm doing all the foliage and trees, so excuse me, and I'm sorry for doing that. Hopefully you can forgive me. But this enclosure turned out really nice, so yeah, hopefully you can forgive me for that. I'll talk a bit about my weekend that I've just had. So I went and stayed at a dairy farm with my family, and there were a ton of cows. I'll put some pictures on screen right now. Bam, bam, bam. And we also went and drove through some rivers. I didn't get any photos of driving through the rivers, sort of we were off-roading. But I did get a photo of a stream, which I'll put on screen right now, and also this beautiful waterfall. And I love this waterfall. It was so beautiful, and I just love the nature we have in Australia. I'm so lucky to be in this country. I love the nature here. Even though there weren't very many palm trees in the forests where I was staying at, it sort of is the thing that inspired me to do a palm tree style enclosure. And I'm putting in the palm trees now, so I'll talk a bit about that. So I just made a template of a palm tree and the leaves, and there's not much variation I could do with all the different trees, so I just used the same one and pasted it all around. And then I made a smaller variant and I pasted that one around as well, which you'll see in a second. But I really like the palm tree look. It's sort of also inspired by Corrales on the Homocraft server, because I've been watching him this season and he's been doing a very tropical base, and he's been doing a ton of palm trees just all around his base, using bamboo and andesite walls for the different tree trunks of the palm trees. I've been such a big fan of his base this season, so that's another thing that's inspired me to do this. I want to quickly also talk about something that's changing with my channel, and that is my profile picture. I designed my profile picture about 6 years ago when I first started my channel, and it was just a Loorikeet's head pixel art, and it has been changed since then. A year or two ago I remastered it and made it look a bit better, but I've honestly always wanted an actual graphic profile picture that was done by a proper artist, because I'm not good at digital art and I find it so hard to do digital art. I've got a Wacom, but I'm just so bad at it, so I'd rather get someone else who is good at doing digital art. And so I've commissioned a friend to do me a new profile picture for my YouTube channel, and I've given them all the details on how I want it to look, and so far it's looking amazing, and it seems to be pretty close to being done. So you might see this new profile picture pretty soon, and I'm pretty excited for you guys to see it. Obviously it's going to be different, especially for you longtime fans that have been watching me for a while. You're used to my old profile picture, but change is inevitable, and this is probably going to be a good positive change, especially since I'm supporting the person who's made the profile picture. So I'm really hoping you guys like the new profile picture as well when it's finally finished, which hopefully should be sometime in the next week. As you can see by the replay, the camera has been all over the place. I didn't know where to put it because I was building in one area and then I would be building on the complete opposite side of that area. And yeah, I'm so sorry about this camera path. An extra detail which I'll quickly talk about before this speed build ends is I added some like fallen tree stumps onto the ground, and there's some like plants, these like leaves you can attach to the sides, and it just looks really cool, and it looks like something I would see when walking out in the forest in real life. But yep, the speed build is now done, and I'll see you in the tour. Alright, the Dilophosaurus enclosure is now done and I'm ready to give you the tour. I did a little bit of like landscaping here and added some like flower patches and grass in. I think that's cool. But you can see the Dilophosaurus enclosure from here, and I really like this wall I did. This is actually glass. I don't know why it's a glass pane even though it looks like iron bars. But that's glass, and you can sort of see the Dilophosaurs from here. But like the main spot to view them from is from this viewing area, and you get like a view of the whole enclosure from here. So I used a lot of these like horsetails here, and like around the edges of the enclosure. Look, there's a Dilo. He's behind the bush. He's in the bush, or she. It looks like a female right there. Oh, there we go. Hello. How's it going? You good? Oh, that's good. Yeah, you can see these giant stumps I did. And like I'm really happy with like this very lush like grass dense enclosure. Like it isn't tree dense, but it's very grass dense, and like I love all the foliage that I've added everywhere. And you can see the stream looks pretty cool. I'll fly over it and show you in a second, but yeah, this is the enclosure from the viewing area. I think it's cool. I am probably going to add an enclosure going this way. That's why I haven't done the path yet. So I need to figure out what's going to go here before I continue building. But I'll give you a little flyover. So we've got this like pond here. Oh, she's just sat down. That's so cute. So we've got this stream here. It's a very narrow stream, but I think it looks really cool and very much inspired by Spike's enclosure. Hello, you're so cute. And it goes all the way up this sort of hill part here, and it winds around like a zigzag into this little waterfall area here. It's a little bit inspired by Jurassic Park, how the Dilophosaurus enclosure was very like foliage heavy, and so I tried to do this sort of same thing here. There's also a little way down here where the Dilophosaurs can walk over and like hide away from like the view of the guests. And you'll notice there's a lot of like work I've done into hand placing all the ground and making sure the ground like has nice gradients transitioning in different colors, and I just think it's very interesting. And I've also, and you can probably also notice, I've used a lot of fossils in archaeology like flora, like this horsetail. There's even small horsetails. There's this one which I don't want to pronounce the name of. And this is Tempskia leaves from a Tempskia tree. And I've also just added like patches of moss around, which is also cool. Look how beautiful the textures of these Dilophosaurs are. I love this like orange. It's like the resin color of the new resin blocks. I love the orange color of their crest and this stripy pattern towards the end. It's so beautiful. I love this guy. Hello. Also shout out to the female. Also very beautiful texture. I love her. Let me know what enclosure you want me to build next, because I like this enclosure. What would look good next to the Dilophosaurus enclosure? Yeah, so I'll give you one last look of the enclosure before I finish this video. And I want to say thank you to the members. I'll put my members on screen right now. I just want to say thank you for supporting me. I love you guys a lot, and that goes to the non-members as well. Just everyone that has been supporting me recently, I'm forever grateful. And I'm so glad that you're here for me. But yeah, it isn't the biggest enclosure. Definitely not as big as the Mosa enclosure and also the Theory enclosure, but I still think it's a good size and it looks cool, and I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to become a member, it's only like $2 American a month. Like, it's really not that much. I've got a community Discord where you can post and share your enclosures that you've built, and I'm very interested in seeing them, so join the Discord. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone, take care, bye bye.